There are different stories of how bikers pedal forward in life. And this cyclist sure knows how to tell them well. We now have Buji Barbiera, a notable storyteller awardee at the National Bike Day Awards. Welcome, Buji, to the final word.
Thank you, Menchu, for having me. I'm very glad to be here.
You know, off the air we were talking and I was saying that you have come such a long way from mahilig mag-Facebook. That was your accomplishment in the past.
Yes, to
now,
succeed, yeah.
To, Storyteller of the Year awardee. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
What does that award mean for you?
Well, it proves na my kadaldalan really makes a spot in a national award. No, but at the same time, I'm really happy that the stories I tell get recognized on a national level, and that it's not just mere content on social media. Like, people tell me that it affects lives, it changes people, it changes policies, and also getting this award really means a lot to me, and it makes me feel inspired to tell more stories.
But why tell stories of bikers such as yourself?
Oh, because I think there are less stories that are told in terms of cycling, especially bike commuters, and that I felt like these are interesting stories that more people should know. And that since I've got that platform, I've got that skills of telling stories, maybe I should be the one telling it, since I'm a biker myself and I experience these things on the road, so that more people would know our experiences and our stories.
Because the issues are more than just the bike lanes.
Yes,
right?
Yes. It's more than just the bike lanes. Madami pa talaga.
Oo, but you have a website named First Bike Ride.
Yes.
What inspired you to put that up naman?
Well, before the pandemic, I write for the newspaper and magazines. Then, I mostly write about travel. Well, travel industry was basically halted during the pandemic. And I found myself jobless. And I wanted to keep on writing, kasi I wanted, because I'm thinking, oh, if I don't write or if I don't take photos, my skill would rust. So sabi ko, oh, maybe it's time for me to write. And since I got passionate with cycling, I'll do the things that I do before, writing feature articles, but this time it's more focused on cycling, which is something that I'm really passionate about.
But how do you come up now with content for your stories or contents and stories for First Bike Ride? Kasi you also have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. How often do you make content? And I understand each platform, iba-iba yung content.
It's so different.
It's not the same. So how do you do all of this?
Yeah, like on TikTok, I tell stories like mostly horror stories. On Instagram, I tell my bike adventures. On Facebook, I tell the stories of the people I meet. It's basically, I just tell the things that I really feel like telling. And I feel like my certain audience on different platforms want to know and what they should know. So parang, I just sense what could be interesting to my audience and then tell them. And well, it's good that I still bike. So I still can produce content and find stories on the road.
So basically, there's no plan. You just go out and whatever you do for the day, that's where you pick and choose.
Yeah, as long as I feel like, oh, this is a story that I can tell.
Okay.
So, when you bike, when you see people sometimes, oh, is this a story? Oh no, it's not a story to tell. So, parang ganon.
Okay. So
no plan at all.
How did you get interested in biking? How did you get a start as, getting into the biking community?
Before, I didn't think that I'll be able to bike in Metro Manila. Like, no way, you're not gonna make me bike here in this crazy road of Metro Manila. But then the pandemic came, and I was so bored at home. A friend of mine, his name is Jilson Chu, he's a photographer. He said, hey, I have an extra bike, come bike with me.
Okay.
And then I said, is it safe? He said, no, there are no cars on the road, it's fine. I said, okay, I'll go to your house and I'll borrow your bike. And then from Binondo to Pasay, we bike. And I felt this sense of freedom. Like, wow, Metro Manila is viable for biking. And a week after that, I bought my first bike, and then I got addicted to it. You know, I was so happy riding around from Manila to Quezon City to Marikina to Makati to Bulacan, and then yeah, from then it became my main mode of transportation.
So that was probably one of your most memorable experiences while biking.
Yes, yes.
But what about, some of your worst experiences on the road? Kasi it's not all, roses,
Yeah.
right?
It's not always good vibes.
Good vibes.
Yeah. Well, I almost got hit by a vehicle by an angry driver because he was trying to make me beat the red light.
Oh,
So I called him out and he got mad, almost hit me. It's just good that I managed to get out of that situation. But these are some of the... And then that's when I realized, like, these are the stories that are not really told, or these are stories that are not really known by so many people. So it became suddenly my advocacy to push for safer roads, especially for people who are doing active transport, the pedestrians. Because, here in Metro Manila, I realized that we are very car-centric. We prioritize motorized vehicles. We prioritize cars, and we compromise the safety of those vulnerable road users.
With your years of telling all of these stories, has anyone, from that car-centric side of the fence actually come up to you and said, you know what, you opened my eyes? Meron bang mga ganong stories?
Madami, Menchu. That's why I keep on telling. Kasi even though there will be many haters from the car-centric mindset, there will still be people who will change their mindset and realize that, ganito pala yung nangyayari, so I should be more careful. Even though I don't get to make them bike or make them use active transport, at least they'll be more careful on the road because they know that they have this deadly weapon called cars.
So how do you see, cycling in the country, both as a mode of transport as well as a sport in the next 5 to 10 years? Do you think that it will continue to grow, or do you think it's gonna kind of melt back into obscurity?
Well, I'm really happy that the cycling infrastructure in the Philippines have been getting better. And I hope that the promises of certain institutions, the government and private institutions, will continue to keep on improving our biking infrastructure for the active transport users. So in the next 5 years, we'll see more people biking. I'm very positive that in 5 years, there will be more.
Okay. You mentioned you hope that the government will continue to improve.
Yes.
How can the government, because I'm sure you have ideas, what should they do to improve the situation for bikers?
First, they need to listen to those people who are biking on the
actually
road.
biking.
Who are actually biking on the road. That's why I tell stories. So they hopefully they'll read it and they know that, these are the things that are actually happening on the road. So first, they need to listen to those people and apply those suggestions from the real people who use the roads. So sana ganon yung mangyari.
Well, I'm sure that you would like to, invite more people to actually get more active and maybe start biking. And so why don't you do that now? And also for them to check out your stories. How can they do that?
Yes, I hope that you get into cycling. I know it's quite harder now than a few years ago during the pandemic, but it's really fun to bike around Metro Manila. Now that we have better cycling infrastructure, you can try and bike in those protected bike lanes. Or you can read my stories. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook My cycling platform is First Bike Ride, or you can follow me on my personal social media channels. It's at Buji Barbiera on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok. I do many story time.
All right, thank you for always telling your story. Notable Storyteller Awardee at the National Bike Day Awards, Buji Barbiera.